Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of my Lewis Hamilton F1 24 career mode here today. This is the Japanese Grand Prix, round number 3 of season 2. If you haven't seen round 2 guys, go check it out. The Australian Grand Prix will be linked in the top right. Spoiler warning, it's ahead as always, so go watch it before we jump into this one. No, starting off with the post-race fallout, we of course took a bit of a hit to some of our driver stats, but we do gain in pace and focus. As you know, we had a bit of a mishap in the race. We finished P6 with, at one point being in last place. We had to basically recover and fight back after having, of course, a bit of a spin due to an on-track incident, which, got a bit in our way. Anyway, that behind us, let's focus on this episode. Now, one thing I'm going to make a change for the future is reducing the amount of R&D points we get. We're going to keep the AI default, but we're going to set ourselves to reduced, and then we're going to keep our frequency faults the same on low and high, which basically means we can have engine failures, but the frequency of it happening is quite low, which is what we've had so far in Season 1, and I feel like it worked pretty well. With that said, we jump into upgrades, and you'll see now the high inflation is really kicking in because we have 1,182 points and we cannot spend a single one because every single upgrade is too expensive. So we have to keep going. We have to keep upgrading the car at a later stage. We'll have to try and save some more R&D points. You can see there for the first time the reduced R&D. Leclerc gets 111, we get 99. So that's already starting to take a bit of an effect. Now, with that said, we jump into our specialist for the weekend, manufacturing, wind tunnel, and then of course we jump over to not power unit but material fabrication planner for the chassis. And for that one, we're going to stress test tires above 34% during a race weekend. And then also quality assurance is not here, so we'll skip to strategy analyst and we're going to go for complete a driven lap in 3 sessions. So with our specialist done, no upgrades to kind of add on, we jump into Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. Now the forecast is dry. Quite overcast for the race, but no rain at any point. Qualifying is going to be nice and sunny. So let's get into the performance chart. Now, no change for us, no change for Mercedes or McLaren, but the big one, the notable one, is Aston Martin. They've brought a pretty decent upgrade along with Haas towards the bottom of the table. So we'll see how Aston Martin get on this weekend. So far you can see a P1 and a P6. Mixed results, mixed fortune so far in the first 2 rounds. But either way, let's get to it and let's start off today's episode. Now, as always, into practice, doing our Friday race run simulations, looking to try and hopefully set a decent baseline for the car. Now, we are running on a decent setup, but as always, we don't have DRS in use for these to kind of, get a realistic lap time, fuel consumption, tyre wear rate.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
And generally, it went really well. We had really good tyre wear. Fuel consumption was slightly above average compared to what we usually like to have. I'd say anything above 52 is high, anything below that is bit better, and you can see our pace was actually also not too bad considering we did it on softs. The tyres didn't go away too much throughout the 5 laps. Now with that done, we finished in P16, a full second off the pace, but again no DRS on the pit straight, and definitely more time to find, but still a second on softs is quite a bit of a margin, so we'll see if we can recover that in its entirety.
This is a circuit where sometimes you see something truly exceptional behind the wheel. We've seen it from Vettel, we've seen it from Verstappen. It is a remarkable place to watch a car at speed. Welcome to Suzuka. We're qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix.
Now jumping into qualifying, Q1, soft tyres on the car yet again, of course matching the car beautifully. Currently looking to set a decent banker lap and hopefully do a one and done back to the pits and save the engine. Currently into the final chicane, trying to close out the lap, aggressive over those curves, especially the second one, as we then keep the car a little bit tighter to the line. Across we go, and it's a 126.7. P3, purple sector 3 on the minimap, but 4 tenths off Lando Norris, which was quite a surprise, and you can see Lando finishes Q1 on top with a 126.336. So no surprises, everybody through in Q1, a very straightforward session, and we now have a bit of a banker to kind of work with in Q2. Now Charles Leclerc starts the pace by doing a 126.4 in the opposite car, in the sister car, so that gives us a bit of an idea of the lap times to expect on this first run. Currently making our way through the S's, we have a bit of a snap there through the second of the 5 S sections, and that curve is so tricky to get right, as now George Russell goes quickest, 126.4, but a bit quicker than Leclerc's, so that kind of tells you the baseline. And also we hit that bump horribly there through Degner 1, Degner 2 very wide, but we keep it within track limits. And now through the final chicane, closing out the lap here, 26.4, time to beat. We did a 26.7 in Q1, across the line we go, and it's a 26.5, and you can see in the top left, only 17 milliseconds of Carlos Sainz in P3. Eventually you can see the results finished, and oh my god, a very close Q2 with Oscar Piastri out. Big surprise elimination there. Pretty much a second, 9/10 slower than Norris, so a bit of a mystery there, why he lost pace. A bit like Norris in the previous episode in Australia, getting knocked out in Q2. So, yeah, Q2 done, very close. Top 6 all covered by 2/10, really, really competitive. And we now jump into Q3 as Alonso sets a 125.9. That's really, really starting to get quick now. So, currently through turn 1, that's easy flat. Turn 2, you want to try and get a late apex. The apex isn't critical. Now into the S's, we again have that little snap through turn 4, which really doesn't help. Now trying to carry momentum and carry that speed up the hill through Dunlop into Degner 1. Across the first sector split, and we are going to be a fraction up on Verstappen into Degner 2. Use all the curb on the exit, and this so far has been a very committed lap on the limit. On the brakes, into the hairpin, third gear. Don't turn the wheel too much, open up on the exit, use the curb to get better traction, and then just keep the car tight through this long, winding straight, which veers to the right. Now into spoon, brake at the 50, 6th gear for the first apex, and then 5th gear for the second apex. Try and get a late one to really square the corner off and get a good exit. And so far, besides just missing the apex a little at spoon 2, that was a very committed lap. Only a chicane remains. We're still up on Verstappen by a fraction, but sector 3 is my strongest sector. Now then, on the brakes at the 100, down to 4th or 3rd. I broke a little bit early there, didn't really commit to the second apex, nowhere near as much as in Q1 or Q2. Up to the line we go, and it's only a 126.3 for P6. Now, we know there's time in that last sector based off what we've just seen, so we're going to try and hopefully iron out those mistakes on this final attempt. Now we know there's also a bit of time. Turn 4 we had a snap on the last lap, also second part of spoon we didn't quite catch the apex. So here we go, starting off the final attempt. We're finding time here by avoiding the bumps on the pit straight as we plunge into turn 1. Turn 2 we get really close to the apex and we find a bit more time, so a 10th up as we head into the S's. Now, whoa, wow, okay, never mind, game over, that's it. That was a huge moment at turn 4. The signs were there, it kept on happening throughout qualifying, and eventually just going all for broke, it bit us, and yeah, there's your lot. Alonso, 125.898. Incredible lap time. We finish in 8th, Leclerc in 6th, and that's going to be a lot for qualifying. So yeah, I think we might be struggling here. Who knows? Either way, we didn't get to see our true pace, but we're now going to jump into the race.
Welcome to the Japanese Grand Prix. It's been away for a couple of years due to difficult circumstances, but I'm happy to say it's now back at the heart of the F1 calendar. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. An immense lap from Fernando Alonso yesterday puts him on pole position. And starting next to them is George Russell. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Norris, Stroll, Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, Perez, Gasly, Ocon, Ricciardo, Albon, Oscar Piastri, Joe, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, Teo Porcher, Bottas, and Logan Sargent. And now it's time to head down to the track. Well, we welcome you to the broadcast. It's going to be some race today. First of all, introductions. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me for this one, Anthony Davidson. Well, it's all about forgetting last time because that was a bit of a shocker. How do they change the story today?
You've got to put it behind you. Whatever happened last time, I was always told as a driver, park it, forget about it. Obviously, feel the pain when it happens, but then you can't dwell on it and carry that through to the next race. So put it behind you and just crack on with this race coming your way now.
Here we go. Time for the Japanese Grand Prix. It seems like we're just struggling a little bit to make things work. P8, fourth row of the grid. Charles Leclerc directly in front. Can we win today? I think it's going to be tricky. I think it's going to be a tough one. I think we're very similar pace entirely in, the top 5 teams. And it's going to be tough to pick a winner and a podium. I think a podium, though, could be our target. Now, for this one, we are going to keep it simple and straightforward. We're going to go medium to hard. I might actually bring the stop forward, though, this time, because we could get a decent undercut based off tyre wear. So let's see. The hard tyre is going to be very durable, so it should last pretty well. The question is, how's the medium going to hold up? Also, generally, I'm struggling with curbs around here, so we'll try and stay off those a little bit during the race. But guys, prediction in the comments, like the video, subscribe, and let's try and fight back and hopefully get a decent result. The AI are going so slow through the hairpin, through the chicane. Really, really difficult to get any sort of tyre temperature. Don't think I've done too badly here, but we are going to be pretty cold at the start. Everyone's seemingly on mediums, so no surprises. Just going to do a last bit of scrubbing to try and work the fronts a little bit. But I think that's the best we're going to get. So let's get ready. Bit of a burnout there. Not that it does much. Right, here we go. Japanese Grand Prix. Let's get stuck in and have some fun. Lights on. And away we go. Bad start for Leclerc. He defends the inside, so we go left, but we lose the back end. Oof. Thank God I backed out of that. That would have been an absolute airplane crash. Oh my goodness. Wise. We lost the place to Perez, but you know what? We're still alive, and that is what matters. Right, let's see how we get on out front. I think Alonso into the lead, trying to make an early break. We need to get these tyres a bit more up to temperature before we start to really commit. May have a chance into the hairpin here to have a look at Leclerc. Although that wasn't the best Degner 2. I'm going to move the brake bias a bit forward. Going to try my luck around the outside here. Yep. Come on. Inside line. Through past our teammate. But still, Ferrari battling for P8 and P9. Feels a bit like the current Ferrari situation in real life. Let's see if we have enough straight line speed here to fight on this straight as well. Should be fine. Got plenty of juice on the battery charge. Leclerc getting close, but isn't going to commit to a move, so we'll slide into 8th and stay 8th at the end of lap 1. Just that Perez has got ahead, and Perez getting the best start here with Leclerc falling behind. DRS will now be enabled, only one zone of course, so...
Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
I don't think it'll be a huge factor, but it still will be something to use for overtaking, of course. It's starting to feel pretty quick. Don't want to get too ahead of myself. No one's getting away. The train is staying intact in one piece, but we might have a shot here to have a look at Perez and possibly Stroll as well, who seems to be struggling a little with the pace. As I say that, there's a mistake, and we're going to just sneak by on Checo.
Okay, mate, that was an illegal manoeuvre. You've got to cede that position or we'll receive a penalty.
Come on, Checo. Through you go. Right, now we're going to get the battery and DRS open to try and hang on to this. Bit of a naughty one, a la Spa 2007. If you guys remember, 2008, Lewis versus Raikkonen in the conditions, but you know what? It's a game, we're not going to get punished for it. I thought that was a bit harsh because I had the inside there, but Perez gave me no more room, so we'll take it. And now we can get off to Stroll, but the train now has broken. Just as I said a moment ago that, you know, everyone was kind of staying together. Now we've kind of fallen apart. Stroll looked a bit scruffy through here, so we definitely seem to have more pace than the Aston Martin at this stage. We can probably set him up here. Up the spoon, get the exit, and then down to the 130R chicane combination. There we go, getting a nice slipstream all the way up the hill here. Just got to stay close. Now these two corners. Get a late apex here. Now the throttle. And now we're just going to trust the old-fashioned slipstream to get the job done for us here. Hopefully we'll get DRS as well. We just have to wait on the brakes and go for a bit of a late lunge. Just like that. Straight through. Going a bit deep to kind of not let Stroll go side by side with us.
Okay, Lewis, Sainz ahead. They're holding us up now, so let's please try and get past as soon as possible and get on with our race. Push, push.
We'll have a go. Sainz is currently out of DRS range from the top 4, so he is falling back a little bit. Top 4 do seem pretty quick now. I'm going flat out, don't have any more pace in this, so unless they battle quite heavily, we're going to have to work to really catch up here. A little bit scruffy there. I don't have any battery, so Stroll is more than likely going to get back through. Sainz retires from the race right in front of us. This could get nasty. This could get nasty. Yellow flag. I can't overtake. This is horrific. This is really not the one. Sainz.
Yes, mate, we hit the target. Nice work.
You know what? Whatever. The AI can do whatever they want. Safety car deployed. Right. Onto hard tyres.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
I don't understand the game sometimes when that happens, you know, the way the AI work. I'm not trying to pass Stroll. I'm trying to wait for a green flag, but Sainz just... I don't know why Stroll's driving behind Sainz. It doesn't make any sense logically. You just drive around the retiring car. Everyone should probably pit. Stroll's going very slow. I just wonder if maybe we can overtake into the pit lane.
Charles is in for his stop now.
Not quite. The AI perfect on pit entry, but absolutely horrible on the in-lap. It's a slow stop. Oh my god. Oh my god. We're 8th and Leclerc's gone out of this race.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
That is unbelievable. What a strange lap. What a strange sequence. We are back down to 8th. I've almost lost another safety car again, like I did in Creator Series. This race is a really weird one. And also we're going to struggle when I have to warm these tyres up because the AI are going to be so slow. So we're going to be extremely vulnerable at the restart. Right then, restart. Tyres are freezing cold. I've been trying to burn fuel instead as a, you know, to have some form of productive safety car. But let's see if we can just try and survive.
No tyre concerns at the moment. Just focus on the driving.
Oh my god, that Williams can go. Thought I had a chance there, but never mind. Got a yellow behind.
Green flag.
Either way, let's try and get these tyres warmed up. We're going to take it gently through the S's to just try and get a heat cycle, and then hopefully we can clear Albon. Really need to get through ASAP because he's not quite in our league in terms of pace. Piastri pressuring behind, so we kind of need to get this move done. Maybe into the hairpin. Like lap 1, my exit there let me down a bit. Oh, that was aggressive. Got the car stopped. Got the car rotated. and we go through. So we're now P7 behind Checo. So we've lost out in general in that safety car phase, but let's keep going. Maybe this tyre might actually be better for us.
Okay, Lewis, we're going through fuel quicker than we need to, so please let's ease off and make it last.
We'll see if we hit that goal or not. I don't really care too much. I'm going to try and get the double here. For this to work, we need to get Perez into the chicane and then Stroll down to turn 1. Perez is now using battery, just when I was planning to overtake, which isn't a bad thing. So it's going to delay our move, but we're closer to Stroll this time, so we might have a chance of getting the double, or at least we did have a chance. We're going to use everything here and try. Oh, that bump was nasty. Perez is slow. He lifts off. We go through. Come on. They're right there. Top 4 not getting away that much. We can't let the gap build up. Oof, on the grass. That could be deadly if you get it wrong. Okay, this time we've got it. We're nice and close. Now the question is, do I want to pass before the chicane or on the pit straight? I think I want to pass into the chicane if possible. I can then take my line and then get DRS down the pit straight. Norris has battled a little bit with one of the Mercedes cars, so they've lost contact with the front 2. Up the inside we go. Carbon copy of the one earlier on in the race. Right, P5 again. Now can we try once again to try and catch the top 4? That's going to be the big test. Norris, Russell battling into turn 1 and turn 2. This is good news. Let's try and cash in on this and get close to that podium. That might cost me DRS, who knows? We're going to find out. It's funny how I'm actually really quick in the first sector in the race when that was my worst sector in qualifying. I think we're not going to get DRS here because we're going to use all the battery now, so we're not going to have enough on the back straight. Let me see if I'm right or wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. We'll use everything now, but if Norris gets the battery on, which I think he is, versus Russell, that's going to stop us from getting it. He is flashing, to be fair, but we're too far back. Oh, there we go. Russell mistake. There's the opening. Although we're still not going to have DRS, so we can't really pass because we've got no battery either.
Nice work, you smashed it. Really good job on hitting that target, mate.
Purple lap. An extra point would be nice. Norris is running a really good pace right now. We're catching the front 2. Verstappen and Alonso. They're battling right now. I'm not saying we can win, but it's looking pretty decent. Still plenty of laps to go. I might just try a sneak attack here. Closing in on George. This will drop Stroll out of DRS range at the same time. You saw Russell derate. Around the outside. Super late on the brakes, and we nail it. Russell though is going to have DRS, so we're not out of trouble just yet. We'll have to use everything down to turn 1 to defend. Outside line for George, inside for us, but we're ahead. So we take the corner. And that's P4. Come on. We're creeping forward. We have much better pace on this tyre compared to the medium. We was not competitive in that first stint, but now we're looking pretty decent. That kind of confirms our pace, albeit that lap was with DRS assistance. Alonso, Verstappen keep going at it every lap into turn 1, but they're keeping it clean. There's no damage, no end plates coming off their cars, but it is bringing us all into a big battle for the race win. This could be a grandstand finish. Oh, mistake Alonso, well deep. We're going to go around the outside. Verstappen now into P1. Trying to save my battery here. Alonso won't have DRS, he was in front, so we'll clear him. As I say that, Russell's having a go. I'm leaving space, but we're going to go around the outside. I'll take the wider line more like. And that gifts us a podium. Alonso from 1st to 5th in a couple of corners. But look at Verstappen, he's trying to get the hammer down and he's trying to make a break for it, and he might just get it. This could be a key moment. Will Norris get DRS on Verstappen? I think he might have just snuck in, so Max did not get away. That does mean that we're going to struggle to pass Norris now if he has DRS, but at least we're still in the battle for the lead.
Okay, Lewis, Lando's ahead of you now. Come on, mate, this is it. Let's try and get past them quickly.
So the objective is basically to win the race. If Max is to stay in front, at the minute Lando can't really get near him, so Max has got the pace to hang on. Oops. I think that's our first one of the race. Don't think we had any battles. I can't remember now because of the safety car, everything that's gone on, but I think we're clear. I'm just being patient. We're not going to rush into nothing. This could still get very spicy. Norris now for the first time having a look at Verstappen, but doesn't really commit. A bit of a timid one. We're going to just hold station. There could be a mistake, as we've seen. Also, we have, I think, the pace and the battery to make this work. I don't think I'm the quickest overall. I'm just a bit smart with how I use my battery. And you know, my car's very strong in Sector 1, so we can stay close, recharge, and just be ready. We are all over the back of Norris here, putting big pressure on. Do I have a shot here? Yes, we do. Up the inside. Norris still there. Have to leave room on exit, but we go through. And that's critical because this is actually our last chance to get Verstappen with DRS in turn 1. So we will use all our resources here to try and dump everything. And then we'll just defend on the last lap if necessary. Here we go. Let's close in on Max. We'll have DRS. There's usually a D rate around 130R, which will bring us in a bit closer. Although Max doesn't actually D-rate, I think he's burning. Can we get the exit? Not great, but do we have enough battery for this?
We didn't quite get what we needed out of that, I'm afraid, but don't worry about it. There's a long way to go. Chin up. Let's focus till the end.
Oh my god, this is close. Side by side. Max is still there. Now we go through around the outside. Whew, we failed the objective. Don't really give a crap, to be honest. Can we win? This would be a big surprise. Wasn't expecting this. Well, the hard tire's been great to us in this race. Really, really good. We'll have to defend down to the final chicane. They usually run out of battery though. On the last lap, their management isn't great. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. Might even get challenged here, to be fair. I'm not going to use anything. I'm going to be smart with this and be patient. Max doesn't challenge. That's huge. Need a big exit here. And we don't get one. Oh my god, I just touched the left curb. Now it's down to the batteries. What do we have? Verstappen's got a bit left in the tank. Side by side into 130R on the last lap. Still side by side. Trying to brake late, around the outside, inside for the final part, and we're going to steal it. Yes.
Great effort, guys. That was hard work, man.
It's another brilliant performance behind the wheel. Lewis Hamilton takes the checkered flag.
They had to be decisive with their overtaking today as they worked their way through the field. And those kind of race victories are so enjoyable because it's not just like winning from the front. They really had to work for it today.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
There we go, guys. That is it for the race at Japan. And actually, we also hold on to the fastest lap of the race. So we score maximum points, starting 8th on the grid. After getting done dirty on the safety car as well, we actually put in a really good recovery and pick up one of our best wins of the series. I actually really enjoyed that race. That was actually spectacular. The last 2 laps were cinema. Really, really good. And that's the second race this season, 2 out of the 3, where it's gone down to the last lap and pretty much the last corner, like in Bahrain. So there's your final running order. Leclerc does not score any points, which is a pretty big one for the championship. So let's delve into the standings. Starting off with the drivers, we have a 5-point lead over Verstappen, so we take back P1, Lando 3rd, and still really close, only 3 races in, and of course that battle on track was the top 3 in the championship as well. So it's about as good as it gets. In the constructors, we take the lead back. We are 4 points ahead of McLaren, 11 ahead of Red Bull, so good start. Good stuff. Next up, China Sprint, and that could be spicy. More points on offer. We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, guys, you're going to see in the background now the post-race fallout, driver rating, of course, post-race accolades, and also rivalries. And yeah, overall, a really good day at the office. We, of course, outperformed Verstappen, which is what we can, all we can do really, and of course outperform Leclerc, and then also hopefully I believe we hit all of our specialist goals. So guys, like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one in China for round 4. Until then, take care. As always, a big shout out to the members. Check out the 2 videos on screen, links down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.